I mean, there's so many stories that we can pull out, just how you guys would make the impact on our lives. And you guys, the coaches tree, branching out, going to different places. We all were at Union at one point.
Those times there at Union, that has to be one of the greatest high school coaching staffs ever put together. The number of head coaches that have come from that staff.
You know, it was special times. Every coach was dialed in, every kid was dialed in. And it was special. You don't win 4 in a row without it being special.
You got to be able to be coached hard. Like, if coaches aren't checking in on you, if they're not in your ear, if they're not paying attention to you, they probably don't care.
We do a great job and we affect kids' lives. You have found an avenue to go out and reach kids.
I was a crazy dude in high school, or a misunderstood kid, and you guys just took me under your wing in all aspects. Being a great husband, a great father, and just a great coach.
Great effort will always give you a chance. It doesn't equal success, but it will always give you a chance for success.
Don't go back and say, I wish I would have. Here's your opportunity. Well, you have the opportunity right now.
At the end of the night, when they were invited to come down, and there were a few that came down, and then more, and then more, and then more. And by the end, there were more kids and adults at the front than there were sitting in the chairs behind.
I brought 39 kids over here, and all 39 of those kids came up and accepted Jesus Christ as their Savior. Every single one of them got up that night. And everybody coming together just to celebrate, not just football, but celebrate God.
What you guys are doing in today's world and figuring out how to reach out to you guys have taken it to a whole nother level, and it's pretty cool.
Welcome. We are now on the Hitman Podcast. This is a special episode. We've been really waiting on this one. We've been planning this, me and LT, for a few weeks now. We got some special guests on today. These aren't just any other guests. These are coaches that have made an impact on, I can just say, my life. I'm pretty sure LT as well. They coached us through the Union District, met a lot of these guys through there. But without further ado, we got my man Coach Graham with Tulsa Union, Coach Neal at Owasso, Coach Pearson at Skytook, and Coach Coons from Memorial. We appreciate y'all being on the pod today.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
This is a super special moment. Jojo and I have just been talking about just this podcast, and we've just been talking about what should we talk about, how will the conversation flow. And we know that it'll flow naturally, but it's just crazy that, I mean, there's so many stories that we can pull out just of the things that, how you guys would make the impact on our lives in different moments and times, and just, I mean, even to now, just you guys, the coaches tree, branching out, going to different places. We all were at Union at one point. Now everybody's branched out. I mean, you're the head coach at Union now, but just all the different kind of things are awesome to see. But before we kick this off, could you guys kind of let people know who you are? Like, we'll start with you, Coach, go with you, Coach Graham, then you, Coach Coons, you, and then you don't have to look at the camera, but just first and last name, where you coach at, and what you do kind of thing, and then we'll go into the questions from there.
What I do kind of thing?
Yeah, what you do. You scheme up X's and O's,
What?
Yeah.
Steve Neal, coach at Owasso now. And I scheme up X's. I scheme up X's and O's, a whole lot more O's than X's. But I defensive guy at Owasso now.
Defensive coordinator, one of the greatest of all times.
Yeah.
Love him to death. Hey, was our defensive coordinator, man. Shout out to Coach Neal and the quote-unquote number ones, man. If you know, you know. What's up, Coach?
Antonio Graham, Tulsa Union. Been there for 2 years now, and I'm a man of many hats. I'm a defensive guy at heart, but in today's world, I'm a babysitter, I'm a dad, try to raise kids and try to be an impact. So wear a lot of hats, man.
Yeah.
So, fun though.
Head coach at Union, but so much love there. Was linebackers coach when I was there. Was he your linebackers coach when you were there as well?
There, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, shout out to the linebackers. Had a lot to do in my life. So we'll go into that a little bit later.
A little insight as well. We're on the Hitman Podcast, but in high school, he was a Hitman winner as well. So I just want to put that out there.
The original Hitman right there.
The original Hitman right here. There were rules that had to be changed because he won it week after week after week. So then we're like, okay, this is not for one person, all that kind of stuff.
Hold on. How many? It was like,
I think like about 6, Coach.
I was going to say,
6 in a row.
It wasn't like 2 or 3 or 4.
Six in a row. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy when you think about it. I can't think of it. giving it a kid 6 weeks in a row is just wild to me.
You got OGAG over there.
Yeah, OGAG right here.
OGAG.
Coach Coons, you want to introduce yourself?
Brandon Coons. I'm currently, I've recently retired from football after 36 years of coaching football in the Tulsa area. And but I'm at Tulsa Memorial, and I'm slated to be the cross-country coach.
Shout out to cross country. They're getting a good one.
Come on.
I was telling Jojo earlier, I'm like, I was a Tulsa Public Schools kid up until like middle eighth grade year, and then I transferred over to Union, which I didn't play my 8th grade year. I transferred over the second semester, and I ended up playing 9th grade ball. It was my first time at Union, so you were really my first eye-opening experience to like what a big high school was, and just no, I mean it was just super. I mean, you were the first one to taught me what blowing a gasket meant, which was awesome. But first one to show me really that Union pride that was there, and it was just awesome. And really, we talked about it. High school programs do not go anywhere without an 8th grade or a 9th grade program. And the 9th grade programs that you ran, I mean, were undefeated, and I mean it was just a very easy transition into going. I don't think many high schools have that now. It's just that easy transition of this is how it's ran. 9th grade ball. I mean, I went up to high school my 9th grade year, and it was no difference of how we ran practices. And yeah, so kudos to you. It was just it was an honor to play under you.
Well,
and
it was
I mean, all those dudes would say that.
It was an honor to have you.
Yeah,
really.
so it was awesome.
2 different teams would go undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually
his A and B team would be one and undefeated, both of them.
It was actually
the B
crazy.
team.
I mean, I don't think, people don't do that nowadays.
No.
So.
Well, your year for sure, the B team was the second best 9th grade team in that whole conference, and to our A team, you guys could have beat everybody else on that.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I mean, just smacking dudes left and right. And then, Coach P, you want to introduce yourself?
Preston Pearson. I'm the head football coach at SkyTook, the Bulldog Nation.
Yeah.
And we're into building relationships and character and trying to figure out how to win games doing it the right way.
Come on. Mm-hmm. He coaches hard. If anybody was at the Hitman Awards show, you saw the best run last year. I remember weeks and weeks prior to the award show, he was coming out there like, hey, man, I think this run's going to win. And I noticed the way that kid hit somebody, I'm like, oh, that's Hitman right there. So SkyTook, they play hard. And I know that's testimony to Coach P and how he coaches. So
Yeah, and it was just so cool. I mean, you were our wide receivers coach when we were at Union. So just having you out there and obviously playing with your sons, which were super awesome. They were unreal football players as well. And then I ended up going to the Air Force Academy a big bit because of your influence and everything that you've done. So it was just this connection, all this is amazing and kind of full circle. But Joe, you want to ask the first question?
Absolutely. As coaches, as you know, people see the things that you do from the outside, the Friday nights under the lights, but we know the importance of how you guys show up from Monday through Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes. So we'll just kick it off. What's something that first made you want to coach in your coaching career? What was that why for you? It could be anybody.
Well, I remember it was my younger brother was in 8th grade at Nimitz Middle School, and I went to go pick him up from practice one day, and one of the guys there that was in charge of TJAA, I played with his son at Memorial, and I went to go pick my brother up, and he goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, just going to school, working and stuff. So they needed a coach for their 6th grade football team, and I was like, I don't know about this. But anyway, I did it, and we had 11 kids all season long, and played football. We went like 7-2 or something like that, and I was hooked right there. I'm like, I want to do this. So that's how I started.
That's amazing. What about you, Coach Neal?
I was in 7th grade at Jinx Lifer. I was in 7th grade at Jinx, and me and my buddy had just finished playing ball in 7th grade, and we wanted to go get to be better and bigger. So we started going over to the high school weight room, and a coach named Tom Burns was there doing wrestling, and big heavyweight wrestler and big into weightlifting, and he took us under his wing. Made out workouts for us, was there every day for us, would close up the weight room for us when we left, and made such a huge impact not only that year, but continued throughout high school. And as a matter of fact, my oldest son, Jake's middle name is Thomas, Jacob Thomas Neal, named after Coach Thomas Burns. For it.
That's amazing.
That was my first love of coaching, because if he could impact me and Russell the way he did, maybe I have that chance to be able to do that with other kids.
Well, you've definitely hit that mark. So 100%. What about you, Coach Graham? What got you into coaching?
Honestly, it was a bunch of, I went to Tulsa Public School, and the unique part about this is Coach Neal was a high school coach at Nathan Hale at the time, and I was in middle school at Whitney Middle School, which is a feeder school. And our same youth coach, Coach Harris, Belly Bell, he coached us both together, and he was my middle school coach at Whitney Middle School at the time. And he just used to come to our neighborhoods, and he'd pull up his Cadillac, about 20 of us to get in and pal in. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, man, that somebody actually took time in their day to go out, and whatever neighborhood it was, it didn't matter if it was rich, poor, middle class, and would pick us up and never ask for a dime, and never ask, like, I remember trying to give him gas money and never did it for it. And I was just like, and at the time I didn't understand why, but now growing up and becoming a coach, that's why you do those things, because you want to make an impact. So I just remember Coach Bell just being there for us and giving us rides, and even though some of the rides that you would give, there would be cars in the driveway. Yeah. And parents are capable of doing, but we all been there. But he would still do it and never complain about it. Yeah, and it was awesome.
R.I.P. Coach Bell, for real.
Yeah.
That I can't believe he coached, both of us. Yeah. And so many people. It's just crazy, the legacy that you leave behind. Coach P, what got you into coaching?
Kind of like Coach Neal, same thing. I had a fortunate career in high school. Me and Steve's background we were intertwined. Steve and I played in the Great War in '83 for the largest school in the state at the time was Broken Arrow and Jinx, and it was the 5A 3 district championship game, and Steve was the tailback for the Jinx Trojans, and I was the quarterback for the Broken Arrow Tigers. That's how far back Steve and I go. But I'm much the same boat he is. I had a head coach named Gary Harper in football, and I had an assistant coach named Steve Dunn in baseball. And those two guys mentored me and took me under their wing and coached me a little more philosophically, other than just football. They coached me on the side about how to be a man, what life looks like after football, character, and I was like, God, I want to do this. This is awesome. This is what I want to do. So I knew I had a great high school experience, and I loved high school. Mm-hmm. High school was great. I had a great high school experience, and I knew I wanted to go back. So those two guys and just the high school experience overall and building relationships, and it's never ending. The relationships these guys have, it just keeps growing every year. And when we branched out, Steve went somewhere different, and Coach Graham went somewhere different, and Coach Coons went somewhere different, everybody's tree just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that guy, and that guy knows that guy, and that guy, and that's what I like about it. It's awesome.
Man, that's so powerful, because I can just resonate with so many things y'all said, right? Like memories that I think back on. Obviously, Coach Neal, him being the defensive coordinator that he was, something that's preached here a lot at PB, you'll catch him saying is like, man, you got to be able to be coached hard. And I've said it probably on other podcasts too. I remember it was a day we were doing ankle pursuit. I'm the backside defensive end. It's hot, it's blazing. I'm in that black jersey. I really don't feel like giving effort, but he calls out Los, right? And he looked at me, he's like, Joe, you got more effort than right? And obviously he's asking me an obvious question. I'm like, yeah, I do. Then he gets in my face and he's yelling, but I've learned over time, like if coaches aren't checking in on you, if they're not in your ear, if they're not paying attention to you, they probably don't care. So that just showed me his heart and his love for kids to see them succeed. And obviously, coaches giving you rides when you have certain circumstances, regardless of the background you come in. Coach Coons was that guy for me too. In ninth grade, Emmett Parker taking me home, right? And it's those memories that you have that just make you so appreciative of the coaching trees that you guys have.
I mean, yeah, it is crazy. It's like we're obviously in the ministry sector of what we do right now, and that's just our job title, whatever. But what you guys do is ministry. I mean, what you guys pour into kids and how you raise them to be man and better become. It's like this is evident right here that, I mean, I was a crazy dude in high school, like a bad kid or a misunderstood kid, and you guys just took me under your wing in all aspects. I mean, you had us when we were at our most feral time in 9th grade. I can go through so many different kind of stories that you had to handle, and you handled them with grace. And just going in high school and stuff like that, it was just really cool. And what you said about being coached hard, one of my favorite quotes now is, uncoachable athletes turn into unemployable adults. And I mean, you have to be able to get coached in life, and you guys really taught us that. Like, it's just, I mean, to be able to take correction and know that, hey, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, just say yes, sir, take it on the chin, be able to take the hit and get back up. If we could have a society of men that were like that, we'd be fine. Life would be okay. Like, so just thank you guys for that situation and instilling that in us.
Absolutely.
What
P, that what we were talking about, all the coaches coming from those times there at Union, or that has to be one of the greatest high school coaching staffs ever put together.
There's no doubt.
8th grade all the way up, and for 8 or 9 years of that, right? The number of head coaches that have come from that staff.
It's unbelievable.
Head coaches and coordinators that came from that staff and moved on. I still say it to this day, one of the finest high school staffs that I've ever seen, much less had the luck to be on at the time.
Man, let's talk about the staff a little bit at the time. I mean, you guys were there longer than we were there, but in honor of mine, when I took over Hitman probably 4 years ago, somewhere around that time, the cool thing was it was an easy revamp for me, because I was like, oh, I know 8 coaches in 8 different schools right now, and they're all head coaches or defensive. I'm like, this is super. And they came, like, I got the honor of they were my position coach or a defensive coordinator or whatever, and now you guys are who you guys are different. So can you guys talk about that coaches tree? I mean, it started obviously from Blankenship, and then you guys talk about it a little bit of how that dynamic came about and that staff.
I was lucky enough. I was at Broken Arrow. I coached for Rick Jones at Broken Arrow, and then Brent Whitson. He took over for Rick when Rick left to go to Arkansas, and I was the assistant head coach there at Broken Arrow for several years, and then Kirk got the job at Union. I think that's when we all showed up.
Yes, sir.
And Kirk's amazing because he went and got guys. You know, he went and got the staff. So he deserves a ton of credit, because we are all products of who we surround ourselves with. And he surrounded himself with a lot of real good coaches. You know, and Tony's an administrator, and Josh is still at Owasso, and Coach Barnes is the head coach at UConn, and Coach Stanley's the head coach at Edmond Deer Creek. And I mean, I was just fortunate. I was one of many guys that all got pulled in there at the same time. You know, that was 2007 or 8.
Well, you got Kyle working for you.
Yeah,
you got Kyle
our strength coach from Union currently. Yeah. I'm fortunate enough to have our strength coach from Union's with me at SkyTook. But that was an outstanding staff, an unbelievable staff, great times. Got to pinch myself when Coach started talking, because it was special. You know, it was special times. Every coach was dialed in, every kid was dialed in, and it was special. You don't win four in a row without it being special. And it was just great times. And all those guys, we all have different aspirations. And I'm not a guy that's ever went and sought being the head guy. I could have it, it didn't matter to me. But I was at the point in time where I was getting calls, and Kel had left, graduated, Kaylor had left and graduated, and I had a little puppy dog that was still in junior high. And I'm like, if I ever am going to take one, I'm going to take it now. Otherwise, he's going to be a Redskin for life. And that's why I eventually went and took my first head coaching jobs, because my kids were out of school, except for the youngest one. Because if they were in school, we ain't leaving Union. I don't care how much or what I got offered. I'm not taking my son out of this program because the program was more important than us. The program was huge. And that's why I stayed. And then ultimately, that's why I went and took my own, because my kids were gone.
And the cool part about when he did leave, he also elevated guys on that staff, coach.
Yeah.
Because you took a couple of young coaches with you, who I'm Cal and Ryan Ramirez, and those dudes are coordinators now.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the cool part about it, that like when he left Union, he was able to. He offered me a position. You know, at the time I wasn't leaving, but he also tried to elevate us within that staff too as well. You know, off that one staff, I was considered a young guy, and me and Coach Morrissey at Verdigers, we were the two youngest coaches on the staff at the time.
Coach Morrissey, he's a burger.
And he's a head football coach now.
Keep forgetting about
Yeah,
them.
they're everywhere.
Yep, I mean, it's Mike Rose was a coach on that staff. He's now an AD at Sapopa. So hats off to Coach Fred for getting that together. But Coach P was the first person that kind of broke up the band, though.
Dude, I tried to call him. Because you are ultimately, and it's the same thing in life. You're going to become who you hang around with, right?
Yeah.
We all talk about that. You talk about it. We talk about it. You hang around good people. You hang around people that take care of their business. You're going to be a pretty good guy. You hang around with bad people, you're going to end up making some bad decisions. And the coaching world's the same thing. You guys surround yourself with the best possible character guys that know their job.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do.
Let's ask a little pop question, and you guys probably all have different answers. Who was you guys' best class that you coached at Union?
Oh, man.
And because this stuff has just been circling around the internet of like, who's the best Union class, all these kind of things. And then who is your best, like, just, wow, that player was amazing. Just your best athlete player. And you don't have to say me, I'm right here. So listen, you don't have to put my name in there. I get it.
I'm going to start because everybody, you're right. All those guys from all those years talk about it. They want to know. The best class by far was Luke Snyder's class. Tracy Moore's class had great guys in it, Jeremy Smith, those guys. But something about Luke's, I think that final was what, 52 to 7, the state championship game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Luke Snyder's class, Thomas Robertson, James Robertson, all those dudes.
Bobby.
Yeah. I mean, Jeremy's class was awesome. That was a great class, but that was just for me. Thomas Robertson's class, Luke Snyder's class. I'm trying to think. We're so old. What was that? 2008, 9?
Probably 9, Coach.
I'm not sure. It was those guys. The other guys were awesome. Now here's the deal. The 2010 class, the one that came after Luke's class, was probably the least talented team we ever had. And they won a ball. Because they were so scared to not win a ball. Because we'd won 3 in a row. Because your class was better than that class. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You guys were better than those other guys. Those guys were so scared to death. They played way better than they were, which was awesome. But I think they had 1 or 2 kids that went on and played college football. The rest of them were all small school guys.
That's wild. Coach Coons, what about you? What do you think? Player, class.
Oh my gosh, and you know, your class was probably the most fun for me to coach. It really was. No offense, Jojo.
It's all good. It's all good. We had some dogs.
You did.
Yes, you did.
You did. There's no
dogs.
doubt about it. But your class, I mean, you guys were just all over the field.
We gotta get
And it's awesome to talk about.
I got to put that one up there, and I'll tell a story about you real quick. And I've said this before in front of the kids when you've come out. One of my favorite LT stories. We're playing Broken Arrow. I think it's over there at the old field when it was still there. And
Kirkland.
We're playing Broken Arrow, and I'm in my 2-back, you know, my pro gun, and we're running ISO. And LT is leading up in ISO, and we're just wearing them out. And we come out, they call timeout and stuff, and I'm going to change the play. LT looks at me, he goes, run it again. Just keep running it, Coach. He goes, I'm wearing that dude out. And sure enough, I'm like, okay, here we go. We just ran it right down the field about 7 or 8 yards every single time. And that kid, you go watch on film, and that kid after probably the 6th or 7th time of trying to come up and just, train wreck at the line of scrimmage, he wanted no more of it. He's waiting 4 yards deep for LT to come wipe on him. It was awesome. So we probably ran ISO 25 times that day. And I was like, "You good?" And he goes, "No, keep doing it." Okay. But your class, and then I can't remember what class it was with Boone and Bajak and all those guys.
That was a good class.
They were unbelievable. I used to take a group down to Mustang. Chad Harper was the head 9th grade coach down in Mustang, and he put on this pigskin preview and stuff. And I did one of those, playing Jedi mind tricks, and because we're the only East Side school that goes over there, and every big West Side school is over there, and we're supposed to pull in the bus into one certain area. So, but I know where we're going to get off, where they want us to practice and stuff, where you warm up. So we go over there and get off the bus, and I'm going. I got Darius Murdoch. I got all these creatures. They're 9th graders, but they're like 6'2", 6'3", 260 pounds. I'm going, "Hey, you guys are the first ones off the bus. Get off the bus." And then there comes, little Bajak, and then there's Boone, and then Elijah Tomlin. I mean, then those guys, the linebacker, the mid-skill guys, "Hey, you guys are next." Getting off the bus, and all those teams stop and watch us get off the bus. And of course, I'm walking, and those guys, and I'm going, "You guys smell that? It's fear. It's fear." Okay, send a message. Send a message. But I think it was your group where we went down there to the scrimmage.
Yep.
And Chad Harper Mustang, he's telling me the Southmore, as 8th graders, just annihilated everybody. And because we always went down there and played Mustang because nobody wanted to play Union.
Right.
So he was always like, he goes, "Yeah, you guys are going to play us." And he called me and he goes, "Hey, are you guys any good this year?" And I'm going, "Hey, yeah, we're okay. We're all right." No. Then I told him, I said, "Coach, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm loaded. Okay, I'm loaded." And he goes, "Well, good." He goes, "Southmore, they want to play you guys. They're calling you out." And I was like, "Coach, well, I don't care. We'll go play anybody that you want us to." And he goes, No. He goes, "You got to understand. I need you to send a message to this guy, okay?" And I'm like, "Okay." So we go out there and we play a mini game, and it's not a running clock mini game. I mean, it's a full mini game, for 10-minute quarters. And I think the final score was 49-0. And we're running like tunnel screens. I mean, this is preseason scrimmage, and we're just doing stuff. And it kind of go back to what you were talking about. It's because it's the program, and then what we were doing in what they were teaching in the 8th grade, and what I was able to teach going into the 9th grade, and just learning the system where everything just clicked. But those two classes were probably and it's hard to say because I mean, great classes, like I said, I won a lot of games for many years in a row. I remember that first one that we lost after I think we were undefeated for 3 years in a row. 54 games in 3 years, and we lost game 1 to Jinx. But we had 5 turnovers. Defense didn't give up a touchdown. Special teams and offense gave up a touchdown. And to get back, and those kids were all freaked out because, they were kind of the same thing. They were scared to death to lose. Right. I don't want to be that one. And they thought I was going to blow a gasket off of it. And I just got to them and I said, "Hey, football's football." And I said, "We got to go back to work." And I said, "The great thing is we play them last week of the season at our place. So let's get ready." So I went up there and wrote the date up there, Jinx. I circled it up there, and I'm like, "Okay." So every day they walked into the locker room. That was it. That was the focus. Jinx came and played us, and we won 63-7.
Yeah, that Jinx Union rivalry always hit different back in the day. It was just amazing. Coach, you got to obviously play at Union, and then coach at Union, become the head coach all the things. So who was your best class / best player at Union? Or that you've,
Best class?
Best class.
I'm going to go with best class I coached.
Okay.
Probably Trey Brown and Shamari Brooks, those guys.
That's very fair.
They were pretty special. I think they were 2016.
Yeah.
They were pretty special kids. Like Shamari Brooks, great kid, great young man. And Trey Brown, he's obviously is in the NFL. You guys know you guys coached, like I think I counted 6 kiddos that we all coached. that's currently in the NFL or played in the NFL, but for sure Trey Brown, Shamari, that class, just kind of seeing those guys work and kind of see them go through the system. Because I remember when they were freshmen, I remember coming out there one day watching Trey Brown and Shamari playing running back. Somebody said they probably the best two tailbacks in the state at the time. And I was like, oh, whatever. But I was like, golly, seeing them dudes play ball, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, those dudes are different. They played ball growing up. I mean, they played under Vale too. The same person
exactly
came up in the same system that we came up with. So that East Tulsa Trojan was crazy.
Yeah. And then followed by Terrell and all those kids. But for sure, it was for sure that group of kids.
Yeah,
they were pretty fun.
What about you, Coach Neal?
I'm gonna be the chicken of the bunch. I'm going to be the chicken of the bunch, and not that. And I want to say that because my old man brain probably can't even call out the right class and the right team. But I remember, specific kids. I'm asked about, what was it like to coach a kid that plays in the pros right now, right?
Right.
And I tell them, well, heck, I didn't coach them. The key is don't coach them. Just put them where they're supposed to be. Then you just say, Trey, go
lock him up.
18 out there, go take care of him. We'll worry about everything else, right? And whatever you do, the DB coach at the time, it may have been me, but whatever you do, don't coach him. Just send him out there. And then same thing we would do with Jojo. Jojo, you're going to line up here and go.
Just go.
Right? I mean, it's not hard coaching,
Yes.
right? LT, my favorite story, and it goes to one of the things we did this past year at Owasso now. We were playing a team this year that made us a little nervous with a pin and pull, right? So they're running this pin and pull, getting the tight to the on the tight end side, or these days the H-back side, they're going to run a pin and pull to that side, right? Well, when I was at Union and you played outside linebacker at Union, we played a specific team that was what they wanted to do into the boundary over and over and over again, right? So I was telling the kids at Owasso this year, this is how we used to deal with it when I coached at Union, is we took a guy named LT, and they looked at me like, what? The Hitman? So we took LT and put him straight over the top of the tight end when they put the tight end into the boundary and said, go. And LT, the first time they tried that, LT took this poor tight end and 6 to 7 yards deep. He didn't care where the ball was, right? But he took him and planted him deep in the ground at about 6 to 7 yards, and they didn't run the play again for the rest of the night.
Do you have a clue? Who was it? Do you know who it was? Mustang coach?
We'll
I don't know. It don't matter.
We'll continue on. We'll continue on. Yeah.
I was just curious to see if you was getting old or not.
No, I am getting old. I mean, I got old because a player called me at Coach Neal's house. He FaceTimes me and was like, hey, and Coach Neal's over his shoulders, like, I heard you broke the record for the most loaves and something like that. I'm like, man, what the heck, dude? Like, just enjoy dinner, dude. How about you just let me live my life? I was a loafer out there, but you got another question, Joe?
I love it. It just shows that there's intention and purpose in everything that y'all do, just with all the stories that you're saying. You guys have left such a big impact on so many classes, so many players that went on to do great things. I'm surprised when y'all didn't mention Kobe, but I thought he was going to. But anyway.
That's what I got to go back. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Edit this. I got to be like Coach Neal.
No,
There's too many, man.
No, there's so many dudes
too many
that are just dogs, man. We got
Crutchmer, Blaze,
Kyle Crutchmer, Blaze Walser,
Jeff Mead,
Cole. Yeah, I mean, they're just dudes.
JT.
Yeah.
How about the story on Crutchmer? We're getting ready to play for a state championship game, and he storms off the practice field.
I remember that, yeah.
4 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Hey, come back. We need you.
How do you handle that stuff? Yeah.
Well, speaking of coming back and just being purposeful, right? As coaches that are still making an impact today, and obviously you've recently stepped down, but the impact is still made, as you see. What's something that keeps bringing you back every season? What's something that that's why I keep showing up.
Man, basically, dude, like you get an invite. This, like, if this is why I show up. Like, I don't get this invite if we don't have that connection.
Yeah.
you always, like, I didn't understand this. I'm learning what these guys have already experienced, and they're the young guys. They're the young, but like you always hear, like, as a coach, I would hear these guys say, like, man, you can't wait till you get that wedding invitation, wait till you get that stuff. I'm starting to experience that now. That's what makes me keep coming back. Like, it's freaking awesome seeing, y'all, you got kids, you got your little whatever you got going on. But it's just cool getting those back. I didn't understand it. I used to hear Coach Neal say all the time, man, what's gonna be awesome is whenever you can't wait to go have dinner with you when you're old, and now I'm that old guy now or whatever. And I used to hear these guys say it all the time, and that's what keeps making me come back. But don't get it wrong, that you guys do get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it wrong. There's some days I like, what am I doing? But what makes me keep coming back whenever I get that invitation in the mail.
Yeah.
Or whenever I get a random phone call from a random player at night and just saying, hey, Coach, how you doing? Or I got this situation out of the blue. That's what makes me keep coming back.
That's good.
So,
I love that.
What about you, Coach P?
For me, it's all about competition. I've been cursed with a trait that when I was growing up, I wanted to go outside and I wanted to play you in baseball, or I wanted to play you in basketball, or I wanted to compete. I have this competition genetic thing that just has destroyed me. Because it's a curse. Because it's why we're still doing it. I think, otherwise I'd be fishing and hunting. I want to compete, and I want to do it at a high level. And, I got so old I couldn't play no more, right? So how do we compete? Well, I'm going to coach you up, and you go compete against that guy. So I compete through my guys. I got to get my guys better than you get your guys. That's a competition, and I like that because I want to get my guy better than your guy. I got to go play golf. I got to bowl. I got to do something I can do to compete. That's why we play golf. Some of us play golf. I have to find ways to compete. My wife won't play me in anything. Checkers, chess, cards, because it's a competition. And it's great and it's bad. I want to compete. And I love the relationships because we got great relationships and we've built great relationships and we're still building them. But man, just something about showing up and on a Friday Night Lights and they only give you 10 of them. It's a big deal. It's not like playing 45 baseball games or 35 basketball games or I don't even know what they play anymore, but we get 10 games. And it's a special deal, and I just love to compete, and I love to see the kids be successful. And where we're at, I took over a place that did not know what success was. And when we scored our first touchdown, 2 years ago, everybody went crazy, and I was like, "What? Well, Coach, we didn't score a touchdown for 5 games, or something like that." You know what I mean? Or we win the scrimmage, Coach. We haven't won a scrimmage in 3 or 4 months. I mean, the things we were celebrating, I got to understand, that's why we got to celebrate more. We got to celebrate on everything that we can celebrate because you take it for granted that all these good things are happening. Some people take it for granted. That could go away real quick. Yeah. So celebrate every win. My oldest son was lucky enough to play at a high level, and that you should see their celebration that their head coach has them do after every game, even if it's playing the worst team in America, if they win, their celebration, they cover the locker room with the plastics and that. I mean, it's a full-blown festivity because we're going to celebrate all the little successes, and so we try to do that. But that's what keeps me going is just the relationships, the competition, gosh, look at us, the networking, This is awesome, guys. I don't get to sit around and talk football like this. Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. People should be envious of what we got. We got good stuff. Yeah, we live a great life. Yeah. I mean, we're poor. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, we laugh. But we're poor. Okay, we don't make much in the state of Oklahoma. Last time I checked, we're like 130th out of 50. We're low on the totem pole. We don't make much. And we're in education, and we do a great job, and we affect kids' lives.
Yeah.
And our school districts, each one of these school districts, hopefully understand what we're doing for their kids, because we will touch a lot of kids' lives. I know the classroom teachers do an outstanding job, but they'll come back and talk to us.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, I didn't have a dad growing up, so I can go back to Coach Vale, to you, Coach Foster, Coons.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you when I'm at the Air Force Academy. There's just so many different aspects of life that, I mean, it's so important. And just sitting down right here, I'm like, thank God that these coaches had a heart, A, for me when I was younger, and B, that we can still continue to have this kind of relationship. I mean, this podcast is beyond whatever is being talked about, just to sit down as former players with you guys. Like it really is an honor.
Well, we see you guys as you guys will see your young guys.
Mm-hmm.
You'll mentor, and you will go talk, and you will meet, and you will build relationships with all those young guys, and you'll be the old guys someday, and they'll all be sitting around. And we have to affect your lives for you to affect other lives, and it just spreads. It just spreads. It's awesome.
Yeah, Coach, talking about that a little bit, I've had the honor and privilege, we've had the honor and privilege of having Reagan over there in GYC. She just graduated, so she's not in youth anymore, but that was kind of a full circle moment for us. I mean, this was a ball girl back in the day when I was playing at Union, and it's like I go out to Owasso to speak, and we kind of reconnect because you were out there in Deer Creek for a little bit, which we've stayed connected. I almost went and coached out there in Deer Creek for a little bit with me and golfing. I mean, it was we were so close. I was like, shoot, why not? I mean, I love kids. I love like helping them out. I just love that kind of aspect, and I love you. So that whole thing. And then, I mean, I'm out there speaking at Hitman in Owasso, which is just awesome to see you like with your grin on the back of the room, just grinning. I'm like, I hope I'm saying the right things. And then Reagan is coming to church, like she's coming to the Hitman Ceremony. So can you like touch a little bit about that? I mean, I know a special moment for me and Jojo really is when you said like, hey, you know, this Hitman thing is awesome, but like my daughter wanted to go to church again, and that's the biggest win for me. So thank you. And I'm like, this is a full circle moment right here. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, when you to skip over the stuff of me seeing you guys when you guys came in, that's just awesome, because as Coach P said, that you're our guys, right? So we have that relationship with you. But as I told you guys, I will forever, even more so than what would be as a former player of ours, but I will forever be indebted to you guys, because you guys, through Hitman and through Guts Church, you guys got my daughter excited about going to a church service every Wednesday. So every Wednesday night, there was no doubt on Wednesday night what she's doing, right? So we're going to have to give up the car so she can drive, so she can come to church. And it wasn't just my daughter. You had an impact on that group of Owasso kids, a huge group of Owasso kids that would come over here, and they would come over here because of you guys bringing them closer to church, bringing them closer to God, and again, exciting my daughter to be able to do that. Again, is you have my forever gratefulness for being able to do that. That was a very special thing. And then, last but not least, before she got injured in the soccer, when you and your family goes out and sees her in the game, and you start yelling at her as she's coming off the field, and watching her smile and laugh because you're there at her game. Yeah, that was what you guys are doing is a huge service to this town and to Tulsa and to the kids here.
Man, shout out to Reagan. I know we went and watched her score a goal, and I told Allie, I'm like, this is awesome. That soccer is not easy to score a goal, so that could have been the only goal she scored this entire year. And then she tears her ACL the next game, and that was the only goal. And I'm like, I was there. Like, I got to watch it. Well, Coach, I have another question. This is for all you guys, because all you guys have experienced it, but the Hitman Ceremony itself, the show, and I know you're probably the guy I bug the absolute most when it comes to like the Hitman show and just pulling up and that kind of stuff. But what do you guys I mean, Coach B, you had a real cool showing with SkyTech, but what would you say about the actual Hitman ceremony and just
The ceremony is spectacular. It's awesome. My whole team will be here this year. We'll bring busloads. We won't just everybody meet there, like we did this year. It'll be, no, we're all going to get on a bus and we're going to go. And my guys loved it. They talked about that for weeks after that. Like Coach Neal said, I got guys that are more apt to going to church on Sunday now because of you guys and speaking the word.
Wow.
So it's outstanding. Keep it coming. Just we need more of it. You know what I mean? But
Yes, sir.
it's great. It's a great night. It's a great fellowship. You get to see everybody through the whole year. Hey, we kind of get to meet because we don't get to talk hardly at all throughout the course of the year. We all go our different ways, and we have all got our different schemes and all. We're trying to take care of our business, and it's a time we can all come together and fellowship for the same cause. That's outstanding.
Coach,
There's tons of work that you guys go through to put that together, and all those videos and all of that
Yes.
stuff. But the most awesome thing of that whole night, I haven't been to a bunch of them, but just this one this year. The most awesome thing that whole night was at the end when you looked up, and I don't know how many kids were there at the
Yes.
front. At the end of the night, when they were invited to come down, and there were a few that came down, and then more, and then more, and then more, and by the end there were more kids and adults at the front than there were sitting in the chairs behind, and that astounded me. That that high school football that you guys used to be able to bring all of those kids and adults that were there that night, to be able to bring them to the altar. That was awesome.
You've found a great way to reach kids. You know what I mean?
yeah?
You have found an avenue to go out and reach kids. That was great. I think we all had kids from our schools.
Mhm.
All of them. All schools had kids, I promise you, that went down.
I think that's so important because, as you know, not everybody's season of football or sports, it hangs up at some point. And I think that's something that I try to strive on when I go out to these schools, whether it's Union, SkyTech, Owasso, or Memorial, is that they know that their purpose is higher than that sport at all times. And just to give you a moment, I know in 2024 you were Hitman Coach of the Year. What has the Hitman ceremony been like for you?
Kind of the same thing that these guys were talking about. It's just, being there, the energy is fantastic, okay? And these kids and, Coach P talking about, being uber competitive and stuff. And all these kids are too, or they wouldn't play. But for that one night, they're not. They're just hanging out, okay? They're away from practice. They're away from the grind of football and everything. And they're being kids, and they're in a place of God. And I mean, it's fantastic. And what Coach Neal was talking about, seeing those kids come up and to kind of go off of that, you guys have Memorial Football Night for me. That first year that you guys had that, I brought 39 kids over here, and all 39 of those kids came up and accepted Jesus Christ as their Savior. Every single one of them got up that night. And I'm sitting in the back, and I'm getting all choked up and stuff like that because I didn't expect those kids to do that. And that's, for me, that's what Hitman, and kind of go back, why do we do this? And I continue to coach because of that, to give those kids something else. And and not to say Tulsa Memorial, the kids, they're different, but I mean, you deal with the same type of kids that are at Tulsa Public Schools and stuff. And not to say that that's a bad thing or not, but it's not as privileged as some of the other places and stuff. And just to give those kids, let those kids know that there is somebody out there that cares. And a lot of times it's with tough love, and you guys know that. I'll blow a gasket on them every now and then. But they keep coming back, and and I know just them you know, because you would come out on Wednesdays at practice and stuff, and you know the kids would be like, "Hey, when's Jojo going to be here?" And I say, "He'll be here in a little bit. Don't worry about it." So I mean, that's what kind of their focus was. You know, it's 120 degrees on the turf out there. When's Jojo? Because they know when Jojo shows up, we're going to wrap practice up. So, but it's kind of the same thing. Just I love the energy of you know with the ceremony and stuff, and just everybody coming together just to celebrate. Not just football, but celebrate God.
Yeah, that's really good. Coach Grant, what about you, quiet guy?
No, man, the biggest thing, that shirt. I don't know if you, like Coach P got, like, every kid wants one of those shirts. Like, it's the most, it's one of the most non-name brand, I don't know, coolest things ever, but every kid wants one of those shirts, and there'd be times where, like, that shirt's so powerful, we like, well, hey, man, go out there and do your thing on a Friday night. You can go get one of those shirts. And seeing kids competing for that shirt is pretty cool. But for me, another example is like how Coach Neal was talking about how the kids went to the altar or whatever. When I was an assistant coach, we had a Hitman show, and I came to one, and I see all these players getting up. And at the time, I'm kind of going through my thinking, like, you know, my own little situation in life, and I know good dang well that I need to go up there and go to the altar myself. But I'm just like, if these young men can go up there, I'm 20-something years old, I know I can get my butt off my feet. So it took me out, Hitmen have taken me out of my comfort zone to grow as well, spiritually and as well as a man. So that's the biggest thing. You can see if these young men can go up there into the altar, I get my butt up there and go as well, and ask for prayer, and ask to get prayed for as well. Yeah,
that's really good. You're the only one in this circle that have obviously a product of Hitman, been obviously the head coach, and now you're on the stage giving out the biggest hit. But like, Chris Hart was your Hitman guy. Like, what do you remember about Hitman when you were like in high school? Obviously, you said the shirt is like, people hold their shirt. I know there's a guy named Travis Gaines. He has a shirt that he won from like the early 2000s. That thing is like hung up, and I think it's like rotten on the side, but whatever it is. But what was your experience like?
No, like if you won Hitman in the early 2000s, you were a guy. It wasn't no feel good story award that it wasn't something that we're gonna give this out to make you feel good about yourself. Like, you actually put in the work, and you actually unbuckle knock somebody's head off for real, you know. And just seeing him coming in there with that shirt wrapped around like y'all do still today, you know, you have it over your shoulder. It's like, I'm getting it, you know, and that was the biggest thing. Just looking forward to seeing him come in, give his word, give his little spiel, hand his shirt out, and you know, at one point in time, you get so many, you get to give out one. So, you know, it's just looking forward to that experience. But you guys have taken it to a whole nother level. Yes. That's like, let's give you guys, Chris Hart did his thing, but you guys and what you guys are doing in today's world and figuring out how to reach out to youth and doing, it's pretty cool. When I get a notification on my phone, you know, I'm subscribed to y'all YouTube page. Hitman dropping a podcast out, and seeing kids from Owasso and all over the place on you guys' podcast and giving them a platform to speak, you guys have taken to a whole nother level, man, and it's pretty cool. And seeing these kids reciting Bible quotes is freaking awesome. It's very rare to see kids do that these days. So that's something, a testimony to you guys as well. So
we appreciate it. You guys are obviously great men to follow. I can't say it enough, but I'm honored to sit in this circle, and I'm honored that you guys would take time out of you guys' day and do this. I mean, I just wish, and I know you guys do too, our main objective in ministry and stuff is like, the kids that can get it now are going to be better off in the long run. And eventually you're going to get it because life is going to hit. And just to see you guys have that attitude over 20 plus years of just dedicating, I'm like, we've only been in the game for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. It's like, hat goes off to you guys. It's just super honorable just to see. And I mean, you guys all have kids of your own, which is another thing that I don't think gets talked about enough at home is, I came from a home with daddy issues. So you guys are taking on those daddy issues as well as trying to coach me X's and O's. Like, it's just a really cool dynamic that, I mean, you guys sacrifice every day that I don't think you get enough pat on your back for. So thank you guys so much for just filling in that dynamic of being a great husband, a great father, and just a great coach. And I think if you're a great husband and father, then you can be a great coach. But you have to be a great at the first two first. And I think you guys are. And it's, I mean, to see Parker doing what he's doing and running around, I mean, your boys are unbelievable. I know Reagan, so shout out to Reagan. I know your girl and boy are growing up doing their thing. She's in sports. I mean, it's just a really cool thing to see. I mean, I can only hope in the next 10 to 15 years of my life, like you guys said, I'm sitting down with some younger dudes and I'm like, yeah, I am the Coach Neals, the Coach Grahams, the Coach Pearsons, or the Coach Coons of the world, like with the great families, great legacy, and just still going.
Yeah.
Like there is no end to this thing. Like you're in retirement, but you're not retired. Like there is no such thing as a retirement. I mean, you're still doing your thing. And like you guys are not retired. What is a retirement?
It's a curse.
What is a retirement?
There is. You've heard that saying, I've arrived? We will never arrive. We will never arrive. We are always chasing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All of us. You never arrive. You're always striving for better. I mean, we're never complete. There's no like, I'm done. We're done. No, there's tomorrow. We've never arrived. We're always pressing forward. I don't know.
You know what my competition is right now?
Cross country.
Oh, my yard looking the best in the street.
Shout out. I got an irrigation system now. I'm on that yard stuff. I was thinking about mowing my yard today. I can't wait to go home. I did 13, some fertilizer, and I'm at that stage of life, which is just awesome. I'm taking pride in my yard. I'm like, this is awesome. Did it get watered this morning?
You putting it on social media already?
It's not there yet, but I'm almost at that transformation point where I'm like, I'll send it to my friends.
Bobby Click can come after you.
I don't have social media,
something.
but if I do, that's what I'm starting.
Yeah.
It's in my yard.
Yes, sir.
There's always something you want to be. You want to have a great yard. Yeah. It's always something. I mean, it's always something.
Always.
Yeah.
What is
competing?
Yeah. What is one thing? With this thing, we could talk for hours, and we'll probably have another podcast mid-season when you guys are all bald and you guys are all stressed out. It would be awesome to have you guys right in the middle of your season stressed out. Yeah. Look, everybody's just, there's no hair left. Jojo's the only one that's just chilling. I don't even know. What is like one thing, you guys have obviously spoke highly about Hitman, guts, whatever, but what is one thing you would leave for people, somebody that is watching this podcast, whether a coaching tip, a parenting tip, a life tip? I mean, your thing is you've never arrived, but I'll give you another opportunity because I know you got many of them. But then we'll go around and kind of give your one ending statement to the people.
Corinthians 9:24.
Come on.
We all got to run the race. We're all in the race, right? Yeah. We're all in the race. I might as well win it. I'm going to win the race. Okay? So Paul's talking. If I'm running the race, we're all running the race, I might as well run the race. And so we got to compete. We got to go. We want to be the best we can be. I mean, that's all we can do. We want to be the best we can be. So we're running the race, trying to win the race, and the race don't end. Just keeps going.
I love it. Coach Coons?
We talk about, and again, especially the thing where you guys growing up, what would Jesus, do and all that kind of stuff. And I grew up around the church, but not really feeling the church and stuff. And it's probably just been within the last, I'll be 56 years old on Friday, okay? And it's probably within the last, 8 to 10 years where I really feel that I've gotten closer to God. I've building a relationship with God. And part of that's because of you guys coming around and stuff and listening. But my degree is in church history. So I know about, but I've never really felt anything with it and stuff until more recently. And it kind of just goes back to the teachings of Christ. And I think if anybody, and I remember I've had conversations with adults and that are in the ministry and stuff like that. and they're troubled with, certain things outside of their control. And, it's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to get into it, and I was like, why can't we just try to live our life like Christ wanted us to live our life? And that's peace, love, and humility. That's it. If we can live in peace and love everybody and be humble when you need to be humble, this world would be so much better. Everything would be so much better, but we're all caught up in a lot of different things. So, I mean, if we could, in my opinion, if we could be more like that and remember what Christ wanted for us, we'd be much better off.
That's so good. Coach Graham?
Man, I'm over here falling in love with him. Golly, it's unbelievable. No, man, for me, it's just real simple. If I have to give anybody an advice, just don't have any regrets. I know that's pretty simple, but like I always heard these guys say, hey, don't go back and say, I wish I would have. Here's your opportunity. You always get up to that certain, man, I wish I would have do it. Well, you have the opportunity right now. What are you going to do about it? Because in 5 years or tomorrow, it's not going to be there. So don't go back saying, I wish I would have, and enjoy relationships. This is what you don't see enough. Because the world we live in is so jacked up, and the whole just it is. And relationships matters. Because I'm really close with every single one of his boys, his boy. It's relationships that matters. Build them, and they take you a long ways.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Coach Neal?
Gee, even more simple.
Yeah.
Great effort will always give you a chance. It doesn't equal success, but it will always give you a chance for success. So you do things right all of the time, don't do things right some of the time, do them right all the time, and always do them with great effort, and you'll have a chance.
Yeah, that's such a good concept in life. I mean, you talk about that in football. If you're going to make a mistake, make it going 110 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
Like, you might as well just give it all you got. And the shots that is going to work out is a very high probability if you're going that fast.
Yeah.
So just go fast.
Yes, sir.
So,
I think what stuck out with me is him just talking about relationships. It's funny because I was talking to LT. I actually printed off a picture from something that really stuck out to me, and I know it'll resonate on y'all's heart. When you walk in that Union locker room, you can't miss it, and it's that number 1 jersey that's hung up. And not only in ministry does it show me, like, Christ was never just thinking about himself. It's about others. And so I know this will stay this way, especially Coach Graham there, but it just, from a young age, really taught me, like, man, I can't show up every day and just be expecting, what can I get out of this, right? I have to be thinking about my teammates. How can I make them better? Not taking off a rep. Like guys like Chris Hall, right? He's not going to take a rep off. He's going to come and lay you out, right? But it's to make you better.
Yes.
So the relationships, and to even see him doing security now at Union and having that depth, and then not only just with players, but coaches like you, like, it just continued to remind me every time I go in that locker room, man, I'm like, yeah, that's the purpose behind it. And it's so biblical too. It's never just about yourself. You have to be thinking about others, and relationships do matter. So, yeah, man, I'm appreciative of. Yeah,
Chris Hall, another one.
You can't name them. There's no way.
there are so many great players.
So many.
The greatest class never to win a state championship is my class, though. I don't care what anybody says. It is my class.
Had an outstanding class. Let's just say I don't know that there was a poor class.
My class needed to win state. Mason Farquhar, Dominique Briggs, Terrell Buchanan.
Wow.
There were some dogs in there.
Will Hamilton.
Yes.
Robert Thomas.
Robert Thomas.
Chance Wingluski. God. Trey Brown started for us at that time. We had Shamari as a running back. We had Trey Atkins. Tyler Atkins. We had Malon Aljabori, who broke the sack record. Come on, man. Why didn't we win state, coaches? Y'all tell me. You guys tell me. One of y'all tell me, man.
It's the coach's fault.
Yeah, it's definitely one of you guys' fault in this is true. In this little area right now. That's what I want to know about.
It's never and has never been about how good we are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's always relative to what everybody else has. Some of our best teams ever never got a ball
Yeah.
because there might have been a little better team somewhere else. Some of our less talented teams have balls that won trophies because somebody else was just not as good. And it's always relative. That's we could be loaded. Our team, like right now, let's talk about 2026. We could be loaded. We could be feeling great. Well, guess what? It's all relative to what everybody else has, because everybody else, there might be teams that are way better than yours. And you've got a great team going into 2026 that maybe doesn't do as well because everybody else was just a little better. Or you could be going into 2026 kind of average. We're kind of good. We're not great, but we're kind of good. And nobody else is better than you. And you roll, and you win them all on a, you know what I mean? So it's always been.
Well, you know what's crazy? I coached for 1 year. I'm not going to say where I coached at, but hey, coach did my thing. We got our first dub in 4 years there. But I will give you guys this. It's not always the coach's fault, because I tell a kid to go right, he goes left. I tell a kid to set the edge, he goes on the inside. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, what don't you understand? Set the edge. I don't care if you lay down out there. There's just nobody that goes on the outside. What don't you understand about that, brother? There's one concept: set the edge. Not anything else. Stay on the outside. I want to go in. Okay, get off the field. How about that? And now the person that comes in after him doesn't even know what set means. Further to set the edge. That is too long of a sentence now.
Coach
so now,
P, you guys remember this. You remember that one? I don't know. Remember the year back? At one point in time, we was down to our fourth running back.
Yeah.
And because they all got hurt, because Dunk,
Yes.
that year.
Yes.
Evangel.
South Lake Carroll year. Is that Evangel?
Well, it's when we threw in Crutchmer at the end.
Yeah.
We didn't have any running
Yeah,
backs.
we didn't have any running backs or anything. We were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Because I was a running back coach at that time.
wasn't the most talented team, but they still got one.
We still got one.
It's-
Yes.
It was
Because we didn't have a running back. And we threw Crutchmer in the week 13 and week 14.
yeah.
You guys were down in Texas, right?
No, this was at the end of the year. All the tailbacks were hurt or beat up.
Yeah, we
Terrell
had none.
Buchanan was a freshman,
You're right.
and he ended up being the guy
Because Javon Bowler.
because he was the last one on the shelf,
Yeah.
and then he gets tweaked up. And so we're going into week 13 and 14, and there's 4 dudes on the shelf, and so we still a linebacker.
All you got to do is put a Crutchmer in.
Yeah, that's all you. Don't
still
worry about
linebacker.
anything else.
Yes.
What is the best out-of-state team you guys have coached against? I know we got to play against Trinity.
Yep.
We got to play against DeSoto, who is
DeSoto.
people on their bench are getting scholarships Division I, which is just crazy to me. You guys got to play against two-a-days. I wasn't in the Union
Hoover,
days.
yeah.
Hoover. I mean, who was the best out-of-state team you guys got to coach against?
All of them.
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all of them. But I distinctly remember that the DeSoto team.
Oh yeah.
Sure, I'd say.
That was at the very beginning. That was at the very beginning of the up-tempo stuff. Right?
Jeez.
And they ran an up-tempo stuff. As a matter of fact, that team is the reason we shifted our entire defensive structure because of that team, because we could not get lined up in time. And even today, we're in a field boundary because, and I always tell the kids, why do we have a field boundary defense? Well, it's because of DeSoto High School. That's why. It was from that game.
You said you don't call signals anymore because of the one thing. Maybe I'm giving away a trick, so I can't. I'm sorry. Cut that out. That'll be cut out. We'll cut that out. All right, back to the next thing. Yeah.
Was that your year? When Selman got rolled his ankle up?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that quarterback. He was committed to TCU, and the starting running back, I don't know where he went, but he was more of like a scat back. And I was sitting in the huddle with Colby, and we're like, all right, we need to bounce back right here and answer the call. But the running back that came in, I mean, just as big, if not bigger, power back. First play, he's carrying 4 or 5 dudes. I'm like, all right, we got a game on our hands, fellas. Like, so
It's a Saturday afternoon.
It's
about
hot.
$1.05.
That heat.
Yeah, it wasn't a Friday night game.
Nope.
And it wore.
Welcome to that Texas heat,
Yes.
and welcome to 42 players with Division I scholarships. Here you go. Yeah, when they
I
bring in the
never-
third team to help you out, they're going to score 2 touchdowns, okay?
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, the running back thing, I remember the story, you know, after the game on the way back, and Coach Fred calls me. And I see, you know, Coach Fred on there, and I'm going, I don't want to answer that because I know what he's getting ready to tell me. Because I got Shamari and Trey, they're freshmen, and so he's calling me, and I answer the phone, and I go, no, you can't have them, and he goes, well, I'm not asking. And I'm like, okay, fair. But then I remember telling him, and you guys will understand this. You guys will understand this, because then I told him, I said, hey, you got a sophomore that's better than any of them. He's quiet, you got to give him a chance. Who am I talking about?
Talk about Tyler.
Tyler Atkins.
Yeah.
That kid had the
Yeah.
best vision.
Yeah, Tyler Atkins was solid.
Well,
saying.
defense won. We won a state championship with no tailback because the defense had a scoop and score and a pick and a return to the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense
That
was
Kobe.
unbelievable.
That was Kobe,
Yeah.
man. Kobe
I don't
Evans.
want to talk about it. I do not want to talk about not winning state. I'm still hurt. But it's awesome that you guys are doing your thing and super successful as coaches. Brings nothing but pleasure going out there and speaking to those young kids and seeing you guys in the back of the room. It is just, I wish those kids, I mean, they'll understand eventually, but the relationships, I mean, I didn't even understand when I was a 14 through 18-year-old kid and being brought up, Air Force Academy talks, all that kind of stuff, defense. And I mean, yeah, you're part of my family, so it's weird when you're being weird. And I always call you out because he's just a weird guy half the time. I'm like, dude, we know each other. Why are you acting like you don't know me right now? Can we talk? But that's, yeah, I love every single one of you guys. And thank you for coming to this podcast. Jay, you got anything?
Absolutely. Nothing but love. You all have had an impact on each one of our lives. Coach has seen us in personal days, as I said, like I've gotten literal rides from this guy in a time where, as LT said, the family situation wasn't the best, but that's what gives me motivation to keep doing this, especially in the ministry lane, is because there's an impact to be made on a generation. And so, yeah, I just love y'all. Appreciate you taking your time and coming out and chopping it up with us today.
Thank you guys.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us,
appreciate it.
man.
There we go. All done.
As you have it, that is the Hitman Podcast. Until next time, as you go, preach.
There we go.
Boom.
Thank you, fellas.